Let's pretend you woke up to $10,000 that you could spend as you like. What's the first thing that will come to your mind? Of course, that amount looks like something that can take you and your loved one to a distant land and spend leisure time. Maybe you'd like to buy some luxury pieces of furniture or make a down payment for a new car. These are some of the thoughts that could flood your mind at first. At a glance, that amount of money doesn't seem like something that could bring a meaningful return on investment, ROI. But the question to ask is this: in the next 5 years, 10 years, or more, would you be proud of whatever you spent that money on? Again, on the surface level, $10,000 doesn't look like much money, but many of the self-made billionaires you know today started out with that amount or even less. The only thing that counts is your ability to see the years ahead and how much impact this money could make in your life. Come to think of it, $10,000 isn't an enormous sum. However, there are several ways it can be put to good use, which will yield great benefits for you, both now and in the future. If you want to get maximum benefits from investing an amount of money like this, there are certain factors you must consider. 1. Patience. Investing any amount of money hardly yields short-term results. It takes some time to mature. For it to work, you must be patient. You should be ready to wait for your investment to grow for some years before it can bring measurable returns. 2. Delayed gratification. This is the idea of suppressing your immediate desires for a greater reward in the future. You must look beyond the things you want to have at the moment. Focus your mind on the benefits you stand to gain from your investment in the future. Now, let's look at the 10 different ways you can invest your $10,000 and make good profits. But before we continue, I would like you to do something right now. Go ahead and like this video, and then subscribe to this channel if you're new for more informative and inspiring videos just like this. Done? Great, let's continue. 10 different ways you can invest your $10,000. 1. Invest in yourself. The number one thing you should consider is to invest in yourself. Contact investment coaches and get trained. Pay for courses and attend seminars. I'd like to presume you haven't done this before now. If you had, you would know exactly what to do with this money. This is so important because the ability to invest correctly is a skill that can be developed, and you need it. The skills you will acquire and the information you will receive from learning could save you thousands and thousands of dollars, both now and in the future. You don't have to spend all your money on developing your skills. You only need to spend a chunk of it. There are ways you can pay lower fees for seminars. You may start by reaching out to the event coordinators ahead of the scheduled date. Offer to assist them in some ways, such as helping to share the flyers or using your car to drive them around the city. Some seminars can become really expensive, and I haven't really seen this advice around. You may even get more than a fee reduction. The bond you build with the conveners could give you access to unlimited mentorship and other benefits. Just make sure that you actually apply the advice you're given in seminars. Don't just consume the content, actually take action with it. Otherwise, you can't consider it an investment. 2. Pay high-interest debts. Take a look at your debt records and see the ones that need to be fixed. If you have high-interest debts that run into the double digits, it would be smart to pay them off immediately. Let's say you have a credit card debt that's on a 20% interest rate. If you invest your money on any project that gives you 5% return after taxes, you will still be losing much more than that on your credit card debt. If you allow the debt to keep piling up, you will surely be frustrated along the line, no matter how hard you try. The smart thing to do is pay your high-interest debt and block the leak. You can then invest your remaining money. Another very good advice is to actually negotiate interest rates. Just call your credit card company and ask to reduce fees. They will hesitate at first, but if you insist, maybe even threaten to switch to another credit card company, you might reduce that interest rate. 3. Buy a property. $10,000 is not the kind of money you can use to buy a rental building that runs into hundreds of thousands of dollars. But you can use it to acquire a small apartment or a garage and put them on rent. If you get proper training in real estate, you can take it a step further. You can use the money as a down payment for a $100,000 property while you hold the balance on mortgage. If the value of this property grows by 15% in the next year, that will be a 150% increase in your investment. Before investing in properties of any kind, make sure you've done proper research on them. Find out about all the issues with it and determine if the expected returns will be worth it. There are a lot of things to consider before purchasing real estate. As much as real estate is one of the best ways to grow your money, it's also one of the fastest ways to lose it. You must have a proper understanding of how the system works before attempting to invest in it. 4. Shared deals. If you work in a company that gives an opportunity for shared deals, invest with your employer. Maybe they need to acquire new machines, properties, or other projects for expansion purposes. Invest your money in such projects. Your contribution may not be much. The money might appear little, but it can grow with time as the company catalogs grow. A step like this can also open more opportunities for you to grow your portfolio in the same organization you're working for. Who knows, you might become a major stakeholder in the company in the future. This also shows your dedication and commitment to the company, so you will get people's attention. 5. Joint venture. You may have friends, relatives, or even a mentor who are already running successful businesses. Successful people are always looking out for more ways to expand their investments. If you can identify new projects these people are doing that may require your financial participation, offer to join them. This is where you may put to work the training that you got from coaching and seminars. Be sure to analyze the processes very well and go into the joint venture with an open mind. You should know that not all business projects succeed, but if you're doing this with someone who already has a track record of positive results, then the chances of losing your money will be low. Remember, the idea is for you to grow your money and not to lose it. So it's not advisable to gamble your $10,000 with untested hands, even if they promise high returns on investment. The good thing about partnering in business with experienced individuals is that you get to learn the ropes also. Your stake in the profits may not be much because you're inexperienced or the money you invested is little, but the knowledge you will get from participating will be priceless. 6. Roth IRA. This is a retirement account where you can invest your after-tax money. The good thing about Roth IRA is that all profits generated from this account will become totally tax-free when you withdraw your money at age 59 and a half. It means that you only pay taxes on the money that you contributed to this account and not on your return on investment. If you're 50 years or younger, you can contribute up to $6,000 a year, but if you're above 50, then you can do up to $7,000 a year. For a better understanding of how this retirement plan works, let's pretend you contributed $20,000 to this account. If your investment grows to $100,000 by the time you're 59 and a half years old, you're not going to pay taxes on your profit, which is $80,000 after you sell it. Don't you think this could be a great place to invest your $10,000? 7. Fund your 401k savings. This is an account where you can put your pre-tax money into, and you would only pay taxes on it later. This is after you sell it and withdraw all the money at the age of 59 and a half. This investment could get even better if your employer matches your contributions. Let's pretend your employer matches your contributions up to 5% of your salary, and you're contributing only 3% at the moment. What happens to the remaining 2%? You're leaving that much on the table. With $10,000, you may consider increasing your contributions to your employer's match level to get your full benefits. Note that 401k is not entirely tax-free. You will have to pay taxes at the point of withdrawal. The 2020 contribution limit on this retirement plan is $19,500. If you're 50 years old and above, then you can add to it up to $6,500. 8. Invest in a health savings account, HSA. Our health needs are among the most important aspects of our lives. These needs become even stronger as we get older. A health savings account could be a good place to hold your money. HSA is available to persons and families with high deductible health plans. It offers many benefits and taxes that can be enjoyed both currently and in the future. The money you contribute to this account is deductible from your federal taxes. Your investment can be in your account and grow tax-free until you're ready to withdraw it. But the purpose of withdrawal must be to cover approved healthcare expenses. At 65 years of age, you can withdraw the money you saved in an HSA alongside the interest for any purpose without penalty. In other words, you can use money from this investment for your retirement or in any other way you want. 9. Start a college fund. Tuition for a college education has continued to rise. You may want to invest in your child's education. Investing your $10,000 in college funds, such as the 529 plan, will be a good idea. This type of investment could help your child not to rely on student loans. It could save them from frustrations that could come from loan repayments in the future. Contributions on 529 plans are also not deductible on federal taxes. Profits on money invested in these plans are tax-free. Withdrawals are also tax-free when used for college or educational purposes. 10. CDs and bonds. Remember, the idea we're looking at is investing this $10,000 because you're not going to need it urgently. It wouldn't be a bad idea to invest in CDs and bonds. CD stands for Certificate of Deposit. This document represents an amount of money you deposit with a bank or any financial institution, and you're not going to have access to it until a fixed date for withdrawal. The time frame usually runs from 1 to 5 years. In return, you get a high interest rate on your investment. Most CDs could fetch you anywhere between 2 and 2.5 interests as a return on investment. It's one of the safest ways to invest your money, even though the profit isn't much. High-risk investments attract high profits. Low-risk investments attract low profits. Bonds can be bought from large corporations, cities, or states. The returns could be much higher, though it's not completely risk-free. Some high-yield investors' shares pay as much as 5% in returns. The payout on bonds can also be much lower sometimes. It all depends on the market fluctuations, as it affects the corporate body. Investing in bonds is not risky. At the same time, it's not completely safe. But the chances of growing your money through bonds are high, while the chances of losing it are low. Now that you've seen the 10 different ways you can invest $10,000, here's some videos you could watch. The fastest way to double your money in under a year, maybe 10. 7 ways to easily multiply your income in 2021. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, do give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you're new to the channel. With that said, have a great day, you guys, and I'll see you all in the next one.